Hello and welcome to a video that was requested on the podcast. You may notice the shelves back there are empty because it was requested that I go through my anime collection, why I bought those specific shows, when I bought those specific shows, any funny stories that might have come up through them. And so let's just get started because there's a lot to go through. I didn't really realize how much it was to go through until the shelves were emptied. But we'll start with my two box sets. The two big box sets anyway that don't fit on the shelf. The first is my Samurai Deeper Kyo box set that has all of the volumes of Samurai Deeper Kyo. A really fun show. I really like the show. I don't think the show's like a great show. I don't think it's anywhere close to perfect, but I really like the characters in the show. I really like the story of the show. And the reason why I got this box set, I found this box set at a garage sale. And I had been wanting to see this show again. I couldn't even remember the name of it. But I had seen it on late night television one night and had really enjoyed the two episodes of it that came on back to back, where Benimaru was doing some really cool stuff. And I was like, man, I want to see more of that show. It looked really cool. And like I said, couldn't remember the name of it all. And I got to this garage sale and they had some anime there, and there'll be some more anime in my collection from the garage sale. And I just saw this box set, was like, oh man, that's really cool, and saw the cool way that it opens up from the top. And as soon as I opened it up and saw the image of Benimaru right there, I was like, I have to watch this show! And so I bought it, and it was not cheap, and I probably, didn't have the money at the time, but super worth it. Really, really great show. I like it. Again, I wouldn't say that it's like top tier, but it's really fun. And the other of the two box sets that I have is unfortunately not complete. We'll get into that in a second. It's my Gurren Lagann box set that opens up right here. And as you can tell, it's not complete. I have the first two individually that I've picked up because I had the entire collection on DVD and I loaned it to a friend like an idiot and never got it back. But I also have the two movies that I picked up. Gurren Lagann the movie Childhood's End and Gurren Lagann the movie All the Lights in the Skies Are Stars. This is one of my top 5 favorite anime of all time. I absolutely love Gurren Lagann, and I'm so disappointed that I don't have the complete edition in here. I need to get it, but maybe one day Blu-ray release. Blu-ray release. Just saying, guys. All right, so from there, the first shelf, and basically what I've done is I've gotten all this close to hand, and I will just pull through it. And I guess I originally was like, every time we finish one, I'll put it back on the shelf. It might wind up being 5. We'll see how it goes, because there's a lot here. But first off is the first shelf anyway, the one that has some wonderful Fire Emblem amiibos on it, is my anime movies shelf. And the first one is The Castle of Cagliostro. This is a movie that I saw as a kid and absolutely adored. I've rewatched it as an adult and loved it even more. I picked this up used at, I think, a Blockbuster. It still has the address on the back for that Blockbuster, so I'm going to be careful and not show that. But, yeah. I really like this movie. It's a really good movie. It got me into Lupin the Third. If you've never seen Lupin the Third, check this movie out. All the Ghibli movies, for the most part, are, like, really, really good. But this is a really beautiful movie. Absolutely love it. After that is Castle in the Sky, another great movie. Again, another really good Ghibli movie. I picked this one up at my local Best Buy when it came back out on Blu-ray. I really like Castle in the Sky. Really, really solid movie. After that, Kiki's Delivery Service, yet another Ghibli movie. This one on DVD, not on Blu-ray, but really, really great coming-of-age story as Kiki, has to try and learn how to make her way in the world. Really, really good movie. I got this one at a Walmart. When we get to the series, we'll probably spend a little bit more time talking about the individual series. That way I can recommend them to people. But it's tough to just talk about Ghibli movies like this because they're all really good. Like Princess Mononoke, one of my favorite movies of all time. This movie is absolutely amazing. It's really, really good, man. The story of San and everything that happens with her and Ashitaka and trying to, deal with the divide between the world as it is and the world as we have made it and everything there. It's a really, really beautiful movie. And if you have not seen it yet, doing yourself a disservice, you should watch Princess Mononoke. One of the best movies ever made, in my opinion. Speaking of great movies made by Studio Ghibli, My Neighbor Totoro. I also got this one at Best Buy. You can even see the tag up there that says Best Buy. But My Neighbor Totoro, just a really, really good movie. Kind of really sad when you look at it now, as the girls just want to be around their mom and they can't because she's in the hospital, you know? Really, really good movie. You should watch it if you haven't. It's really good. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. We still have quite a few Ghibli to go through, but Nausicaa, again, really good movie. I don't like it as much as I like Princess Mononoke. I think Mononoke is probably still my favorite. No, that's not true. I have one more Ghibli movie that's my favorite. But Nausicaa is like top 5 Ghibli movies for sure. This is also in my top 5, even though I know it's not everybody's. Secret World of Arrietty. I picked this one up at Walmart because I did not realize this movie was out yet when it came out. But I actually really like this movie. I think it's a really, really good story. I really like the theme of Arrietty. You know, she just wants to be herself, but everything in the world seems to be working against her. And then there's the juxtaposition of this boy that is sick and everything that he's trying to accomplish. And the song, the insert song, Come to the Garden, is, I don't think that's what it's called. I think it might be called Unexplored Garden. But that's a beautiful insert. Secret World of Arrietty, definitely worth your time. I've just realized that there are reviews I want to do for a lot of these series that are in these piles around me. And that at some point, people are going to be able to go, well, if I don't want to watch the full review, I can just go back and watch this one. Porco Rosso. Porco Rosso is my number 3 Ghibli movie of all time. Porco Rosso is right behind Mononoke for me. I absolutely adore Porco Rosso. The music is great. Obviously the animation, I mean, it's a Ghibli movie, it's great. But just the story of Porco as he is trying to, you know, continue his life, but nothing's going the way he wants it to. And he's been, you know, transfigured beyond belief, but he's just still trying to continue forward. And that song, man, To the Adriatic Sea, every time it plays, it breaks me. Every time I hear it in my head right now, and I'm getting emotional. That is a beautiful song. This is a great movie. Have not seen it yet. You should. This is one of those movies that I got at that garage sale. Howl's Moving Castle. So, this is one of them that used to be my favorite Ghibli movie and has since moved down in rewatches, but it's still really good. Like, it's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I just like some of the other ones more. But I don't blame anybody that this is their favorite Ghibli movie. This is a really good movie, and I love the Scarecrow. I love the world of Howl's Moving Castle. I love the music of Howl's Moving Castle. Love that Scarecrow. I think the main character is a little weak for the first half of the movie, and then really comes into her own, I guess you could say, you know? And then I think Howl himself, he does a really good job as like the mysterious wizard. But I do wish that he got a little bit more time in the first half, but I think he does make up for that in the second half. So, good movie. Check it out. From Up on Poppy Hill. This one, like, it's not top 5 for me. It's not one of the best told stories in Ghibli or anything, in my opinion, but I absolutely love this movie. The music is great. I think the story is really fun. The characters are really good. The music, again, I know I've already said it's great, but music in this movie, top tier. Some really memorable tracks, and I think that the actual, like, layout of the story, the area that it's in, and the world building is really solid. It's a really fun movie. It does get really predictable in the last part of the movie, but up until that point, it's a really, really fun. Grave of the Fireflies. I saw this movie when I was a child, which was a mistake, and I could not bring myself to ever watch it again. Because although this is a great movie, it's one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. And so despite the fact that I've bought it on Blu-ray, it's still unopened. It's never been opened. It might never be opened because I think it's one of those movies that I want to own, you know, because it's really good. But also one of those movies that I never want to watch again because I don't think my soul could take being crushed again. But yeah, Grave of the Fireflies. So, I've talked about my favorite Ghibli movies. This is it. Whisper of the Heart. Whisper of the Heart is my absolute favorite Studio Ghibli movie ever made. It's not the most fantastical, right? It's not the most crazy when it comes to Ghibli movies, but it is my favorite for sure. I just really love the story of these two characters as they are trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives. As they're trying to, find themselves in this big world, and how small the story is in a lot of ways, I think really helps. And I just really love this movie. Really good. Your Name, a movie that I enjoyed so much I had to buy it. It's a really, really solid movie. I love the story. I think the music's pretty good. The visuals are great. The story does drag a little bit in the middle, I think, but Your Name is still really, really great. Definitely worth a watch. Spirited Away, yet another really, really good movie. Studio Ghibli, man, the majority of their stuff is really good. Check it out. It's a good movie. This is my favorite animated movie of all time. Not, like, it's not compared. Don't say, this is my favorite anime movie other than Studio Ghibli. This is my favorite anime movie ever made. It might be my favorite movie ever made. Children Who Chase Lost Voices is this beautiful story about overcoming grief and overcoming your own sadness and the loss of somebody that you love and trying to move forward with your life, and how hard that is, and the weight that you will always carry for all of your days from the people that you know. And ask the question, is it better to have never met those people, or is it better to have met them and to have lost them than to have never met them at all? And how do you move forward? Not gonna cry. This is an amazing movie, and if you have not seen Children Who Chase Lost Voices, you are missing out. This movie is so good. Check it out. 100%. Following up a movie that is my favorite movie ever is a movie that's just okay. Like, Appleseed is fine. I think it's a cool idea. I'm not a huge fan of the CG, but it's not a bad movie by any stretch of the imagination. I'll go ahead and show the next one because it's the other Appleseed movie that I still haven't even opened that I got at a Best Buy. Sure. Appleseed Alpha. One day I'll watch it. Let me know in the comments if it's good. Since I own it, I should watch it at some point. The live-action Space Battleship Yamato. This is a really, really solid movie. I think it has maybe not the best version of the story. I think the original anime is maybe still the best version, or the newer version that came out. But I really like this version of the story, and I think that the actors do a really good job. The music's really nice. Some of the story beats are pretty predictable, but some of them are actually like really good twists that I didn't see coming. And I think it's a pretty well-written movie for the most part. Plus, it uses Love Lives, which is an absolutely amazing song. So, good movie. I have not seen this movie yet, but Patrick tells me it's really good. And so I still bought it at a Best Buy, again. The Hunter x Hunter Phantom Rouge movie. I still need to watch it. I want to watch it, just haven't had the time to watch it. But I love Hunter x Hunter. And I will spoil this for you now. This is the only Hunter x Hunter related movie or series or anything that I own. I don't own Hunter x Hunter the series, but I need to get on that. I really do love that series. Gundam F91, the movie. OVA. I absolutely adore F91, and I own it twice. I own it on DVD and on Blu-ray, but I think Andrew has my DVD. I'll find out when we get into the Gundam section. I really like this movie. It's maybe one of my favorite Gundam stories, which is weird because it's like a short version of what the season would have been. And as much as I would love to see a full version of the season, I still really like F91. I think the design of the F91 is really cool. I think the music of F91 is amazing, and I think it looks beautiful. Check out F91. It's worth it. The dog is now in between me and the shelves to put everything back, so it's kind of inconvenient. Cowboy Bebop, the movie. This is a great movie. Cowboy Bebop's a great series. You should check it out if you have not already. I really like this movie. I got this used at a game store that sells used movies because I walked in and saw that they had the Cowboy Bebop movie with a pretty decent disc for $5 and was like, yep, that's a good purchase. So now we're getting into the Gundam shelf because the anime movie shelf is done. I will let you know that I have a very strange organization style when it comes to my DVDs and Blu-rays, but you'll figure it out, I suppose. It'll be a fun little mini game for this video. The original First Gundam Complete Collection 1. I will tell you already, it's the only complete collection of the set that I have, and it goes up to episode 21. I got this from... I think I got this from might have bought this from Sunrise themselves on their shop. It's just the DVD version of the first 21 episodes. I wanted to get the rest, but First Gundam is ridiculously expensive. And that's proven in that I have Collection 1 on Blu-ray that goes up to the same episode. It has no more episodes than the other. And I got this from Amazon, and I got it when it first came out, and it was like $78. Collection 2 is like $200 now. So maybe one day it'll go on sale, and I'll get Collection 2. But for now, Collection 1. Following up First Gundam is the 2-part collections of Zeta Gundam. Now these I got this one at a Best Buy, and I got this one at that game store that I mentioned a minute ago. It's all of Zeta Gundam. It's in maybe one of the more annoying style box sets where it has like the multiple different size flippers inside that have discs on both sides. But still, it's Zeta Gundam. Zeta Gundam is one of the best Gundam series of all time. Check out our ranking videos to see, where I put Zeta Gundam. But I absolutely love Zeta Gundam. You should check it out. Really good. And thankfully I have it all on DVD, not Blu-ray. Zeta Gundam's good. Char's Counterattack. This is a really solid movie. This one I got at that garage sale in the sleeve with a very, very well-maintained case. And the disc is in pretty good shape too. And then it comes with the manual, which I actually did not know when I got it. And the manual is pretty cool. Has some really good little bits of information, and there's some maps about the sides and everything going on there. So yeah, this was a really cool purchase, and they had it on for $5. Like, yep, can't say no to that. Char's Counterattack, another really good movie. It would go in with the anime movies, but it's Gundam, although F91's in there, so maybe my system's not perfect. After that is one of the biggest annoyances in my collection, which is that I have Gundam Wing Part 2 and not Part 1. Part 1 I loaned to a friend, like an idiot. Never got it back. I also have the Endless Waltz movie on DVD. I like Gundam Wing a lot. It's not my favorite Gundam series, but I like it a lot, and I wish I still had the first part. One of these days I'll find the first part again on for a pretty good deal, and we'll fix that. But, really good show. This I got at that game store. Next up we have G Gundam DVD Set 1, which I got at a different game store many, many years ago. This is back when they were releasing G Gundam with the English audio in 4 episode packs, so it has episodes 1 to 4 on it. Yeah, this is pretty old. But it was the only one I could ever find. I could never find the others. And then eventually, there was a Chinese release of an English dubbed version of G Gundam. And this one was a really weird one. I talked about it on the podcast at the time, but I ordered this set that it's most of G Gundam. But where the last disc should be is just another copy of Char's Counterattack. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to my last disc. But, I guess I have another copy of Char's Counterattack. But I really like G Gundam. If you haven't seen G Gundam, you absolutely should. G Gundam's really good. After G Gundam is 0083, Stardust Memory. This is not one of my favorite series. I've mentioned that many times, how I'm not a huge fan of Stardust Memory. But, pretty good little box set. I ordered this one through Amazon, I believe. And their Anime Legends set that Sunrise did through Bandai. Not bad. Not bad at all. 0080, War in the Pocket. I got this one at the same time that I got 0083. I was trying to complete my Gundam collection. I really like War in the Pocket. It's short, 6 episodes only, but it's a really good story. I was gonna say it's a fun story. It's not. It gets super dark. But I really like it. I like the characters. I like action. I think 0080 War in the Pocket's really good. And this DVD set specifically has a song in it that is not on like the official soundtrack for 0080, which is the menu theme for the main menu, the title menu of the DVD. So when you put the box set in and it asks you to select your episode, if you just want to play, go to options, whatever, it plays a song that is not on the official soundtrack, which is really interesting to me. It's actually not a bad song either. It's like a dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. And so I don't know if like somebody got hired just to make that menu theme, or if that was a menu theme they had from something else lying around, or what happened there, but pretty interesting to me. Andrew does not have my F91 DVD. My F91 DVD is right here. I got this one at the same time that I got 0080 and 0083. Was very happy to have all three of those on my shelf. It's a good movie. So, much like the G Gundam Chinese collection, this is a Chinese version with Malaysian subtitles that somebody converted over into English of Gundam X and then printed on a disc. As you can see, it's like very low quality, but Gundam X still has not received an official release. So, it's the only way, really, I guess right now, that you could have it on your shelf. But, yeah. It's all 39 episodes. Subtitles are kind of bad in places, but still, get to watch Gundam X. These Gundam Seed Complete Collections were the first anime DVDs I ever bought. Like I talked about on the podcast. I had never seen Gundam Seed when I bought these. I saw them at a Best Buy, and I was like, I have to have them. I had just got done seeing Gurren Lagann on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I was like, my love for anime was reignited, and I was like, I have to get these. And I watched them all the way through, and I do still like Seed. I don't think Seed is perfect, but I do still like Seed. It's not until we get in the sequel that I have major problems. But Seed's okay. Seed's not bad at all. I like Isaac a lot. But, yeah, this was my first set of DVDs that I ever bought. After that, though, is Destiny. Destiny Collection 1, Destiny Collection 2, Destiny Final Plus, and Destiny the TV movies. I got them all. I got them all because I had to have them all. And then I really don't like Destiny. And it's unfortunate because I have the most, I think, other than like maybe 00, we'll get there. I have the most Destiny DVDs when it comes to Gundam. And I have I have all of it. But I really don't like Destiny that much, so that's unfortunate. I love Shin, though, man. I really love Shin. I just hate what they did to him and that they had to ruin their own story by bringing back previous main characters that weren't a part of the story anymore to take over and become the main character again. We're not going to start this. We'll just move on. Turn A Gundam on Blu-ray. Turn A Gundam is my favorite Gundam series. I love Turn A. I think that these Blu-rays are really nice. I think they did a really good job with them. I think they look really good. And I think the packaging is really pretty. They did a really good job with Turn A's official release. These still have the plastic on because I didn't want to break them out of the plastic. I wanted to keep them pristine and perfect until suddenly I just have a fierce desire to watch them again. And you may ask, well, how did you watch and see how pretty they are if you haven't taken them out of the plastic? You know, other avenues. But no, they're really good. You should get Turn A. Turn A's the best Gundam series in my opinion. Let me know why I'm wrong in the comment section down below. 00 Season 1 on 3 DVDs. 00's really good. I really like 00. It's in my top 10 for sure. I think 00 is just really fun. It's not perfect. Storytelling definitely meanders at times. There's some really weird decisions at times. But it's just a lot of fun. And I also have 00 Season 2 all in one box set. This is actually a pretty nifty box set. I think they did a really good job with it. All in one box is very good for shelf space. Yeah, that's the thing that I wish more companies did. And then The Awakening of the Trailblazer movie, which is in both parts the worst movie I've ever seen and sometimes the best, with Graham Aker being awesome in it. But a truck comes alive in Gundam. Now for the last two things on that shelf, and then we'll have 2 shelves down 30 minutes into this video. This is going to be a long one. The Iron-Blooded Orphans box sets. So this is Season 1 and Season 2, I believe. No, this is season 2, part 1 and 2. My season 1, I don't think I ever ordered season 1 because I got season 2 with the Bale special injection version. I don't think I ever ordered season 1. I still have to do that. I have to complete my collection. But I absolutely love Iron Blooded Orphans. It's in my top 5, and I think season 2 might be better than season 1, honestly. I do still really like season 1, don't get me wrong, but I really like season 2 and what they do with season 2. So, definitely worth it. Check out Iron Blooded Orphans. The Gundam series that I don't own that I still want to are Build Fighters, which I still need to order because I love Build Fighters Season 1. I think Build Fighters Season 1 is absolutely amazing. And then I really want to get the rest of Wing, and that last disc on G Gundam would be great. And then, of course, Season 1 of IB. I also don't own Unicorn in any fashion, so it'd be nice to get Unicorn at some point and round out that collection. But there's time. On to Shelf 3! Armored Trooper Votomes, one of my favorite anime of all times. This is the This is the Blu-ray collection that has 52 episodes and all 6 movies. This was a great deal. Shout out to Yazi on Twitter, who let me know about this great deal that Amazon had. I think it was like $40 for all of it on Blu-ray. And I love Votomes, so great deal. Votomes fell over as soon as I sat down. Still a good deal, though. Gar. There's actually 5 parts, and the name's only 3, but I'm going to grab them all 5. This is my favorite anime of all time. Gar. It's really good. I promised when we got to the series we would talk about it a little bit more, and I didn't really talk about Votomes and Kiriko's story at all. But Gar is the story of a cyborg that forms together with giant construction robots to try and save the world from aliens. But it's actually really good, and there's a Zaku in episode 14, so just think about that. But, Gar. Favorite anime of all time. Amazing show. I love it so much. I want to own Final. I got these, I think I got these from eBay. But I had to have Gar. Had to have it. And I really wanted like a big box set. But I got the first volume first, and then I was like, I need the rest. And so I paid far too much for the last 4 volumes. Go Lion, Collection 1, I think. It's episodes 1 to 18. It's not the rest, unfortunately. I got this at a game shop, like a mom and pop game shop, 4 or 5 towns over, I think. And they told me with certainty that they would have Collection 2 in the next week. When I went back the next week, they were closed. Like, forever. They had shut down. So, I have Collection 1 of Go Lion. It's a good show. It's a really good show about 5 combining lions that, space lion, robot lions, piloted by people. Way darker than Voltron, the show that it's based on, or the show that is based on it. Yeah, Go Lions, really good. Super Robot Wars collection. This one was actually a gift. This one was given to me by a very, very good friend of the family who might as well be a sister to me, honestly. She got me this for my birthday one year, and it is Super Robot Wars, Divine Wars, and Original Generation, the animation. And it's really good. This is a good show if you haven't seen it. Both of them, I think, are really good. And it's Super Robot Wars, so you get to see Sengar Zonvolt, that's the name. You can see Sengar Zonvolt being super cool. Go. If you haven't noticed, this is the mecha shelf that we're on right now, which is where Sakura Wars comes in. Still haven't opened this one yet, but I enjoyed it when I was younger, and I need to watch it at some point. It's all 25 episodes on 4 discs, so Sakura Wars. After that, we have Code Geass. After buying the box sets for Gundam Seed, I wanted more mecha anime, and so I bought the box sets for Code Geass that were volumes 1 and 2 and volumes 3 and 4. Got a lot of looks from people when I bought these because of Colin on the front of this one, but you know, hey, that's what happens when you buy anime, right? And then later on, they came out with this, which is the Blu-ray version of Season 1. I still need to get the Blu-ray version of season 2. But yeah, I love Code Geass. I think it's a really good show. I think that the story of Lelouch and Britannia taking over Japan and renaming it Area 11, I think it's really good. If you're interested in more of my thoughts on Code Geass, there's a video on this channel called Code Geass versus Ruby, where I break down how the world of Code Geass is super cool, and they did a really good job with the world building, and it makes perfect sense. And the world of Ruby, although super cool, does not do a very good job with this world building. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I still like Ruby though, but you know, hey, Code Geass, it's a good show. I got this Ultraman DVD at Walmart because I was like, man, what is this? And I never watched it. It's still closed. I've never seen Ultraman ever. It's 10 episodes, and I want to watch it, but now I'm watching Kamen Rider, hence this Puto Tirano shirt, and Super Sentai. So, like, after I finish all of those, then I'll go back and watch, like, Garo and Ultraman, you know? But I got this because I was super interested in what Ultraman is, and Walmart had it on for, like, $3. And just have never seen it. So, maybe one day. I'm curious. I'm very curious. And, of course, now that I've sat down, I realize it doesn't belong in the mecha shelf. At the time, I thought it did because I didn't know what it was. Now I know. Now I know it doesn't belong in the mecha shelf at all. It's tokusatsu. It needs to be on its own shelf. But, you know, Past Trey was an idiot. Following that is Outlaw Star. Both the DVD box set that I got at a game shop for $40 and the Blu-ray set that I got on Amazon for $40. Yeah, this is a good show. Outlaw Star. It's a really, really solid space show. And it's not technically mecha, even though there are mechs in it, but my definition on that shelf, at least, is a little loose. But I really like it. I think it's a really good show, and if you haven't seen the story of Gene Starwind, you absolutely should. I watched this show when I was a child, because it came on Toonami, and then as I got older, the only thing I could remember about it was Gene's caster, and how he had bullets that would suck the life force out of him, and they were slowly killing him. And how cool an idea I thought that was. I was like, oh, that's the best! So then obviously when I got to watch it again when I was older, I was super impressed by how good that mechanic is. Yeah, this is a good show. We're like halfway through Shelf 3. Hope everybody's enjoying this video so far. Aura Battler Dunebine. This is a show that I watched again when I was younger. I have not watched it since, but I got the Blu-ray on a really good deal when Sentai Filmworks had a sale. Dunebine is a show about, you know, these characters that get sucked into this alternate. It's basically an isekai, but there's mechs, and it was back before isekai was like light novels and the story of people getting sucked into other worlds with their cell phones, but instead is like, hey, this is a serious story where people die all the time and things aren't great at all, and Byston Wells in trouble. But yeah, I think this is a cool show. I think Shozama is a really interesting main character. You should check it out. Fun show. We have Patlabor, the OVAs. I have seen the original show, Patlabor, but have not seen the OVAs. So I bought this on that same Sentai Filmworks sale. I still have not broken the packaging yet and watched it. I need to. But I'm very excited to watch it. Patlabor is a really cool police mech show. And those are very rare. So I think that's a really cool idea, and I wanna watch it soon, hopefully. Macross is next, and I bought the volumes of Macross for one specific reason, and it's that at the time, Hulu had episodes, I think it was episode 9 all the way through to the end, but did not have episode 1 through 8, I guess. So I found... I did a lot of digging and found on eBay Macross volumes 1 and 2 that had episodes 1 to 11 on them, so I could watch all of Macross. I think now Hulu has taken Macross off, so I don't know why I didn't just buy all the volumes then, which would have been smart. But yeah, that's why I just have volumes 1 and 2 of Macross. And, like, I can tell clearly that it was owned before, because it has this sticker that's, like, used 100% guaranteed. So, like, even the person who sold it on eBay had already bought it for somebody else, you know? So they're kind of hand-me-downs in a lot of ways. But I really like Macross. I think it's a really good show. And, You know, if you haven't seen it, you should. It's maybe my favorite love triangle in all of anime is original Macross. Really good. After that is Nadesco, the original complete collection of Nadesco, Martian successor Nadesco. Really, really fun show. Back when anime was in these little thin sleeves. I don't know if anybody remembers that. But basically, you would get these super tiny, super skinny sleeves that your anime came in so it could all go in one big box set. But what's cool about this box set is it has the Gengar 3 stuff in it, where you get to see like an actual supercut of all of the instances of Gengar 3 being shown in the series back to back. I really like Nadesco. I think it's a really fun series. I'm not a huge fan of the OVAs that follow, but I really like the original series. And so this was like an absolute must-buy when I saw it at a game shop. I don't talk about Tekamah Blade very often. There's not a lot of opportunities to talk about how good Tekamah Blade is and how much I love Tekamah Blade and the story of D-Boy and, you know, the fight that he has to get into against the villains that he faces. I almost spoiled some stuff. But Tekamah Blade's a really good series. And so when I saw these, all three of these, at Walmart for like $30 a piece, I didn't have the extra at the time. I ate a lot of peanut butter sandwiches that week before I got paid again. But I bought all three anyway because I love Tekamah Blade so much. It's such a good series. I think I picked these up in 2009, something like that. But yeah, Tekamah Blade, really, really good. You may have noticed these two are still sealed. Again, I didn't watch it with these before I bought it. And then since buying it, I have only rewatched the first with the disc. But really, really good show. Check it out. I don't like, this is just an aside, I don't really like opening them unless I'm watching them that instant. Otherwise, I like to leave them sealed. Just so that nothing happens. The edge of this one here has started to wear down a little bit because it's been open and sitting on the shelf, whereas these that are still in plastic, their edges are fine. So if at all possible, unless I'm going to watch them and I need the disc, I normally don't open. Speaking of unopened, Cross Ange. I really don't like this show. I bought it, I'm going to be honest, I bought it because it was on a really good sale. And I was like, maybe I just need to rewatch it. You know, maybe I just need to rewatch it and then I'll appreciate it more. I got it in and I looked at the cover and I was like, no, I don't really need to rewatch it. I'm okay. I don't hate it. I just don't really necessarily like it. And I'd rather watch other shows with my time. But maybe at some point I'll go back and watch it again. You know, why not? It's fine, I guess. New Getter Robo, 1 DVD. So I got this. It's 4 episodes of New Getter Robo. I got this in. They used to do a box of anime that you could order, almost like a Loot Crate style, but with anime. And you would order a box and just get a bunch of random anime. And on face value, that sounds great, right? Because you might get some really cool shows. In actuality, you get stuff like this, where even though I really like this show, you only get 4 episodes. And so most of that anime I have sold or given away or you know, traded in. But I did keep this one because I like New Getter Robo. I really do. I think New Getter Robo is an interesting take on Getter Robo. But it's only 4 episodes. Super. Android Kikaider, the animation. This was my first experience with Kikaider. This DVD was given to me when I was but a boy, but from one of my uncles. And he got me this because he saw it in the store and was like, hey, my nephew likes those weird anime shows. And it's only 1 volume. Again, I think it's 3 episodes. No, it's 4 episodes. I'm sorry. And I've never seen past these 4 episodes. But I've had this DVD for most of my life. I think I got this in like 98. Yeah, this is a thing. I've seen it many times over the years. I like it. I should probably watch the rest at some point. You know, I like it. Gunsword, the Save Edition. So I ordered this in from... Might have been from Funimation. I'm trying to remember who did the Save Editions. I think it was Funimation. But I ordered this in from them, and I loved it. The save editions were such a great deal. You got them cheaper than you would buying them all individually, and you got it in a complete series. Gunsword's really good show. I absolutely recommend it to anybody who has not seen it yet. It has the Eldora 5, which is these 4 old guys in this super old mech that's just a super robot and trying to still fight with it. Vaughn's a really good character. I love Ray and Josh. It's a really good show. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. This is another one of those that I got in the save collections, but I haven't ever opened it. I haven't seen it yet. I don't even know if it's any good. I assumed it was because it's the Galaxy Railways, Leiji Matsumoto, but still haven't seen it. So let me know, comment section down below if it's any good. But original price listing was at $20, but they had it down to $5, and I was like, that's an entire series, 26 episodes, Leiji Matsumoto, that's Captain Harlock, 999, Galaxy Express, that is. You know, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give it a shot. And just never opened. But think about it every once in a while on the shelf over there. Need to watch it. Now, also, again, not technically mecha, I believe. You know. Alright, we're on to shelf 4. Shelf 4 is over here. Green Legend Ran. This is a show that I have no idea what this is. I have no idea. I got this on Amazon after a stream where I ranted about Green Legend Ran and then was told, hey Trey, that's not the plot of Green Legend Ran. And I was like, what? And I was talking about a completely different show called Ju Ose. But for whatever reason, in my mind, I thought it was called Green Legend Ran. And so I bought this so I could check it out. I just still haven't opened it yet. But apparently it's only 3 episodes on 2 discs. I don't know why they needed 2 discs for 3 episodes. But, you know, hey. But I bought it online from Amazon for $3. New. Still in packaging. And I was like, okay. I've heard it's bad. But I'm interested in finding out. So, yeah, that's the thing. Stay Night. Fate Stay Night gets a bad rap, right? It really honestly does. People are like, oh, you know, people die if they're killed. Ho, 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 ho. And yes, that line is bad. Even in context, that line is bad. I get what he's trying to say, but that line is bad, right? However, I do think Fate Stay Night is a fun series. I think Fate Zero is better. I don't own Fate Zero, but I think it's better. But I do still really like Stay Night. And I really like the stuff that happens with Berserker in Stay Night. I think they did a really good job with that. I think towards the end, Stay Night starts to fizzle a little bit, but I really liked it. It was a fun show. So, Gotcha Man. I got these at that game shop. It was like $15 for all 3. I didn't know what Gotcha Man was, but I was like, you know, this seems cool. Now I recognize it's tokusatsu, basically, in animated form. But it was really good. It also came with a bonus extras that just has like character profiles, sketches, audition footage, alternate endings for credits, just really weird stuff for a 3 DVD set that doesn't even have all of the episodes. But, you know, it's episodes 1 to 12. And I like it. It's not bad. I need to get the rest at some point, but as you can tell, my shelves are filling up very quickly. So, my favorite sports anime is my favorite sports anime is tied between Hajime no Ippo and Eyeshield 21. And Hajime no Ippo, I have a poster of Ippo on my wall. You can't see it because it's just out of frame. But it's over there in the camera. The other camera is leaned on it. But I like Eyeshield 21. In some ways more and in some ways less, right? It's a very different love for the two. But Eyeshield 21 is super good. And even though I don't like regular football at all, I love Eyeshield 21. And I wanted to get the whole set. But the only DVDs I could find were episode 1 up to episode 52. And so I have a third of the series right here. And someday I'll get the rest. Someday it'll be available again. But I love Eyeshield 21. I think it's a great show. I think Seina's a great character. I think Hiruma's a great character. Yaha! I think these characters are just really good. Really, really love this show. Check it out if you even have an idea that you might like sports anime. Ice Shield 21, super worth it. Guardian Angel, talked about it on the podcast about how it was my guilty pleasure. I got this for $30 at a game shop. It still has the thin sleeves. It came in, I think, five of them. Very obviously, and the kind of anime I normally wouldn't really spend a lot of time at, like just based on the character designs. But I really like Guardian Angel. I think it's really good. I admit it, it's my guilty pleasure. I'll keep admitting it. I really like it. I think it's a good series, and I really like the box set. I think it's a solid box set. Check it out. So you remember on the podcast how I mentioned that I had some shows that I kind of wish that I hadn't ever gotten into because I liked them at the start and then began to like them less as time went on? I think the premise of Hetalia is super cool, right? Like the idea of here's the nations and they are all like played up for comedy and they're all different and individual. Hetalia just, man, like I don't know. I've tried to rewatch it recently and I don't know if the jokes just don't hit as hard for me as they used to. Or what it is. Maybe I'm of a different mind when it comes to the way it tells its jokes. But some of them are still really funny, and a lot of them just fall flat for me now. And so, like, I own season 1 and season 3 of Hetalia, and I don't want to get any more because I don't necessarily enjoy it anymore. But I have this unfinished collection on my shelf now, and so in the back of my mind, there's always that reminder of like, hey, remember how you don't own all of Hetalia? And I'm like, but I don't really want to, brain. And it's like, but remember how you don't own it all? So, mind goblins right there. Demon King Daimao. So, this is a show, I mentioned that I watched a lot of shows on iTunes, a lot of anime on iTunes, on the podcast, back when I was working as a secretary. This is one of those shows that I watched on iTunes, and I liked enough that I went ahead and bought it. There's a ton of fan service in it, and I'm not normally a fan service guy. Fan service just gets in the way of the story for me. But what I like about this show is that the main character is like, he's not your passive harem protagonist, you know? He's actually like an active harem protagonist, and he just wants to be the Pope. More than anything else in the world, he wants to be the Pope. And so, like, in a regular harem anime, when you have these characters that are like not reacting or that are being super weird around these women that are literally throwing themselves at them, it's like, okay, you should have a reaction. He doesn't have to be like the, Kyoto Issei from High School DxD reaction, but you should have a reaction. But Sai Akuto wants to be the Pope, man. So obviously he's not gonna be like staring. He's gonna be like, no, stop that. What are you doing? And I just think it's takes some really interesting turns over the course of the story. I think it's just a really fun show. It gets stupid in places, though. I will not defend that. There are places where it gets stupid. But by episode 12, it is an entirely different show than it was in episode 1, and there's some really cool stuff happening. So, hey. Demon King Daimao. Utawareru Mono. I am a sucker for the idea of, like, guy wants to try and change the world his way, slowly has to collect an army as he goes to be able to get what he wants done. There's another series that I don't own that I kept trying to find the discs of and could not, that tells the story in a very similar way. I think it's like something Iran, Magical Land of Iran or something like that. And I think it's really good in the same way. But I really like Utawareru Mono. Got the save edition here. I got it at a game shop. I just think it's a really cool story. And I like a lot of these characters a lot. Toka is best girl. But the series is really fun. Check it out. I almost called him Aran. Hakuoro is a really cool main character. I like him a lot. You may not know this about me, but I'm a huge sucker for anime that has like really cute characters that winds up being super sad. I'm not a huge fan of like the cute character design in and of its own self. Like K-On! Is great. Lucky Star's cool, but that's about where it stops for me. But when you take the super cute character designs and then add in heart-wrenching and soul-destroying sadness, for whatever reason, I love that. And maybe that makes me a terrible person, but that means that the series of Canon, Air, and Clannad are some of my favorites because of that. I guess sometimes I just like a good show that can make me cry, And Canon Really good show. It doesn't hit quite as hard as like Clannad or even Air, I think. But I really like Canon. It was fun. Speaking of Clannad, we have Clannad and Clannad After Story. Again, I love it when a show about really cute characters somehow makes me cry. And Clannad made me cry more than I think any other show ever has. Something about the way the music is used in Clannad just breaks me every time. And I think they did a really good job with it. I like these shows a lot, both Clannad and After Years, After Story. I just, again, I think they did a really good job with it. If you haven't seen it yet, you should. It's good. But be prepared because there's some really, really sad moments. So this is a show that I really like, Salty Ray, that I cannot for the life of me find a DVD collection. This is episode 7 to 10. I got this at Big Lots for $3 because it's the only one I ever found of it. But Salty Ray is one of those shows that I watched on iTunes. It's just a really, really endearing story about an android trying to find family, trying to understand what it means to be part of a family. And I think it's really good. If you haven't seen it yet, you should. Apparently Big Lots sells part 2 for $3. There you go. Here's Air. I don't know why I don't have it with Clannad and Canon on the shelf. Air, again, I think it's better than Canon, worse than Clannad, personal opinion. But I do think it's a really fun story. I think the difference of time is really cool and everything that happens there. And it's got some really pretty music. So Tari Tari. Tari Tari is a show about a group of kids that go to school together and play music together. And this is all 13 episodes on this set. I got this from Sentai Filmworks as well. I really like Tari Tari, man. It's a really good show. Not perfect or anything, but I think they did a really good job with the characters and the music. And I still think about these songs sometimes. It's a good show. Let's check it out. So, we've mentioned a few times that I'm also a sucker for a good love story. Amagami SS. Very good love story. Basically runs the idea of, hey, what if instead of a harem, we did a set of episodes for each girl in the show instead. So each of the main girls gets 4 episodes, and it's an alternate reality for each one. Where, what if, like omnibus style, where what if instead of the guy is dating all of them and he's a scumbag, instead he's dating one of them, and how do things turn out in his life based on that? And so you have 4 episodes to slowly, have the characters come together, and then 4 episodes for the other girls as well. The only one that was like super disappointing is that one of the girls does not have a resolution in the main show, but does get it in the sequel show, which gives 2 episodes to each of the girls. So, very good. And best girl is Tsukasa. Right here. Best girl. So check it out if you are a fan of romance anime and you like the idea of a character dating each of these girls separately in different universes instead of cheating on them all. We're like well into the romance shelf now. The first half is shows I like, and the second half is like romance shows, basically. I guess it's 3/4, 1/4, but still. Kokoro Connect. Inaban is best girl of maybe pretty high up there, like maybe top 5 best girls in all of anime for me. And Kokoro Connect is a really cool science fiction romance story that I think is just really good. As the characters have to deal with all these weird occurrences happening and how it affects them all. Yeah, it's a really good show. Check it out. Kaicho wa Maid-sama. I really like this show. It's really, really good. However, this box set is terrible. Ordered this from Right Stuff years ago, and I have the other episodes in underneath my Crom amiibo, or a small stack of CD cases, and inside those are the other discs, other than this one. Because what they did is they put all 5 discs on a spindle, and then shipped it. So I had to get the disc cleaned, because they had scratched against each other. But, Still, really, really fun show. I like it a lot. I'm not a huge fan of the guy. I think he's fine, but Misaki is like top tier. She's a really good character. So, check it out. Good show. Then we get into my second favorite. I almost said favorite. Sorry, Gengar. My second favorite anime of all time, School Rumble. School Rumble is so good. School Rumble is like, it's the idea of, hey, let's take a wacky high school comedy with a love triangle to its logical extreme. And to prove that, you look at the first disc, and it's like, oh, yeah, that's Tenma. She's cool, you know. Oh, yeah, they're the other characters, you know, they're really cool. Everything's going fine. Oh, hey, there's everybody in caveman outfits. What's going on there? And it just gets better and better from there, man. Alien episodes, war-themed episodes. Then you have second season, which has my favorite set of episodes in all of anime, I think. It's such a good show, man. I want to watch it again already. Just looking at these cases again. Really love it. There's also a third season that has very, very few episodes to it that I don't think I own. I need to fix that. But yeah, check out School Rumble if you haven't. It's really good. It's just a really fun series. 3 shelves to go. We're an hour and 15 minutes into this video already. Hope you guys like this. Bleach. And I got the box set for Bleach. This is kind of a funny story. I got the box set for the best season of Bleach, and then never got any more box sets for the rest of Bleach. I got the box set for the Soul Society arc. Because that's the best arc in all of Bleach. And then I didn't have a reason to get the rest, you know? Because why would I? The rest of Bleach is not as good. Which is unfortunate, because like I really liked Bleach. I got this in, I think it was 2009, maybe? 2009? At a Walmart. Because I saw it and I was like, that's the best arc of Bleach, gotta have it. And speaking of Bleach, I also have Fade to Black and Memories of Nobody. Because I did actually kind of like these movies. Again, I wish that Bleach as a series had stayed at the quality that it was in the Soul Society arc, but this arc was top tier. Top tier. Oh man, it's like 3:21 a.m. Okay. Next up, Dragon Ball Z. This was a gift. 3 episodes of Dragon Ball Z on DVD, and I've never been able to give it up, even though like it's not even my favorite 3 episodes, you know? It's just 3 random episodes from the Cell Saga. And it's like, okay, sure. I also have, though, the ones that I am really fond of. The Broly Triple Threat, again, 10 sleeves of the 3 Broly movies. Broly, Bio Broly, and the Second Coming of Broly. I didn't show off regular Broly. And I like those Broly movies. They're good. I need to watch the new one, I guess. And then History of Trunks mixed with The Legend of Bardock. The only sad thing for me is that I don't own my favorite movie, which is the Tapion movie. I think that movie's really good with Arudagarn. But I think this is a really cool box set that has Trunks, History of Trunks, and Bardock, the father of Goku. These are pretty good. And I like DBZ a lot, so, you know. Wish I had the whole series here, but that's not cheap, as Pat was talking about on the podcast. Next up is One Piece. I have One Piece Season 1 First Voyage, which is the sleeves of Luffy and Zoro. They look really cool. I got these as they were coming out. Let's see, what's the date on these? Just says 1999, but I know it was probably like 2008, maybe. But like as these box set were coming out, I was buying them. Season 1 Second Voyage, which is the Zoro Sanji covers. They both look really cool. It has the talk stuff in there. They all came with these little ads for more stuff. Then make sure I put these in order so when I put them on the shelf, they're in the right order. They bother me otherwise. Season 2 First Voyage, which is canonically the next one. And it has these two covers. This is the Usopp and Nami stuff. I mean, Usopp was already in Second Voyage, season 1, Second Voyage, but this is the, like, you know, Nami going into Alabasta, well, Baroque Works, I guess. Everything there. Then you get into Mr. 3 and everything with season 2, Second Voyage. Then you get into Drum Island with season 2, Third Voyage. Then after that, I have the episode of Alabasta. Or not the episode of Alabasta, I'm sorry, the movie about Alabasta. Because that's canonically where that fits in. And then I stopped buying them. Because they were like $50 a piece, and it was starting to add up really quickly. And I was like, I cannot keep doing this to myself. So then the next one I bought was not until season 4, Voyage 5, which is the Sea Train stuff going into Enies Lobby. I wish I had all of Enies Lobby because it's my favorite arc in One Piece. But you know, still not bad. And then I've got a couple of movies since then that I've bought digitally, but physically after that I have One Piece Film Z, which I thought was a really fun movie. Not a bad movie at all. I like One Piece a lot. One Piece, really good anime. Top tier. After that is Needless. Again, Needless, the show I talked about that has needless amounts of fan service, but really fun show. Really cool powers. I like the characters. I think it's just really good. And this is the entire show. Again, check it out if you don't mind some fan service. Again, I do think it gets in the way in this show. I think otherwise, it's a really, really good show. I think more people would probably watch it. But, you know, hey, there is a character that goes, "It's magic!" every time they do something. So keep that in mind. Just in case you hadn't noticed, that's the Shonen shelf. After that is Nurarihyon no Mago, or Nura, Rise of the Yokai Clan. I really liked this show. I did not watch it originally on Blu-ray. I watched it, I think, on Viz's website. I think that might have been right around the time that Viz's website had taken off. Might not have been, but I watched it there. I really want to get Sinin Makyo, the sequel. Not sequel, I guess, but the second run with the other episodes. But I thought this was just a really fun show. I like these characters a lot. Yuki Ona's great. Her interactions with Rikuo are really cool. Rikuo's interactions with himself are really cool. I really like this show. You should check it out if you haven't seen it. Samurai 7. This is another one of those shows that I watched on iTunes originally. I really like this show. I think it's really fun. It has maybe my, I don't know, it's maybe my favorite accidental death in all of anime, because of how it happens. I just think it's a really cool show, and it's a really interesting retelling of the original story of Seven Samurai, Kurosawa. It gets a little ridiculous at times. Some of the CG's pretty rough, but all told, I think it's super worth it. I got this at a game shop on Blu-ray for $30. Not a bad deal whatsoever. Then I got this just recently, actually. I was in Best Buy, and they had this on the shelf. And it's the 2-part OVA of the Kyoto arc in Rurouni Kenshin. I still haven't seen it yet, but I saw it in there, and I was like, hey, $20? Sure. I actually didn't realize it was only 2 parts when I first saw it. I was like, oh, yeah! But I'm still not too upset, you know? I like Kenshin a lot. After that is Horizon in the Middle of Nowhere, which I got from Sentai Filmworks on their website. This is one of my favorite shows, and it's such a weird show. Like, I don't really know how to explain it other than, like, the world is in a bad way, and so everybody lives on futuristic airships in the sky, and their powers are all super strange, but super cool, and they make contracts with these different gods to get different abilities, and there's these things called testaments, and the armor of deadly sins, and I just think the character writing is really solid, the action's really cool. There's one of the most, like, edge of my seat, gripping the chair arms moments was a discussion between 2 characters. because they did it so well. The only problem I think the show has is that on your first watch, you're probably not going to understand everything because it doesn't explain anything. It just throws you in and expects you to pick it up as you go. But with that said, I think it's a really good story. I love the music. I love the action. It has one of my favorite songs, anything ever, which is Save You From Anything. It's a really good show. You should check it out. Horizon on the Middle of Nowhere. Trying to avoid the glare. Tiger and Bunny. Tiger and Bunny is a really fun show. I have not seen the movie, the beginning. I picked it up because I saw it on for a really good deal at Walmart. Again. But I really liked the original series. I thought it was really good. I want to own the original series, which I need to pick up. I really reserve buying it for either like a rush decision when I see something and go, that looks great, and buy it before I can regret spending that money, or for when it's a show that I really like. And I really like Tiger and Bunny. I just never got around to buying it. So Tiger and Bunny's a good show. Really excited to watch the movie. I really liked the main series. So if you remember over an hour ago when I was talking about the Samurai Deeper Kyo box set and how I got it at a garage sale and there would be some more stuff that I picked up at a garage sale, Pumpkin Scissors is a show that I picked up at that garage sale that I really liked. It's only the first 12 episodes in this box set, so I had to watch the rest in alternative places. But I really, really liked it. And I still think it's a really solid show now. I think the characters are pretty interesting. It's not perfect. The plot definitely drags in places, but I liked it quite a bit. Fun show. Speaking of fun shows, Trigun. Oh man, Trigun is my childhood, but I've since rewatched it, and it is super worth it. I got it at Best Buy when it came on sale there. Very, very good show. Trigun, the story of Vash the Stampede, and his attempts to, you know, make things right, basically. And it's a really good show. Really good. Disgaea, the complete series, it's fine. It's fun. I bought it because I was interested, because I'd played some of the later games in the series, but had never played Disgaea 1. And I bought the series, and I liked it well enough, but then I just went back and played the first game and liked it a whole lot more. So, you know, hey, something to think about. It's fine, but I do think the original series is, like, the game itself is better. Yu Yu Hakusho, Ghost Files, Artifacts of Darkness. I also got this from the garage sale for $1. It's basically episodes 5 to 8 of Yu Yu Hakusho, which is a show that I already really like. And I got this more just because it was $1, and I loved Yu Yu Hakusho than anything else. I still need to get the entire series, you know? But every once in a while, I'll look over on the shelf and be like, man, I love Yu Yu Hakusho. Finally, for this shelf, in the variety box that I got some of the other shows in, The First Step, Fighting Spirit, Hajime no Ippo. It's the first 5 episodes of Hajime no Ippo. And honestly, when I want to go back and watch Ippo, I normally just watch like large chunks at a time. But if I ever just want to go back and see the first episodes again, not bad. Again, in a way, I kind of wish I'd never got this in the box set, because now I just have 5 episodes of Ippo and not the rest. But at the same time, just like Yu Yu Hakusho, I can look over at this and go, man, Ippo's good. 2 more shelves to go. We're almost done. Legend of the Legendary Heroes. I talked about this on the podcast as well. I absolutely love this show. It's really good. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely got some pacing problems and kind of confusing diversions that it takes. But Ferris is my favorite female character in all of anime. I really like Reiner Lute. I think these are some really solid characters. I even really like Sion Astal. But, you know, hey, it's just a really good show. And Jun Fukuyama does his Jun Fukuyama laugh. Check it out, Legend of the Legendary Heroes. This box set that I ordered from Funimation's website back when it first came out also came with a card of Ferris Eris that I keep in the living room in a, like, a portrait frame, basically, so that it will never bend or anything, because it was a really cool looking card. So, Legend of Legendary Heroes. Just like G Gundam and Gundam X, I had to order this with a Chinese version that had Japanese audio and converted English subtitles. But Katana Gatari, really, really, really good show. Like, really good show. It basically has It's basically like 10 stories that all wrap together, or 12 stories, I guess, that all wrap together into one. I just think it's a really, really good series, and it's beautiful art. It has beautiful music. If you have not seen it yet, you need to watch it. Every episode is like 48 minutes long. There's only 12 episodes. Every episode takes place in a different month of the year. It's a really good story, man. The one interesting thing, because, like, look at this art. This art is so good. But one interesting thing is that it comes on 2 discs in a 4-disc set. Like, you can clearly tell where 2 other discs would have been. Each of these discs have Each of these discs have all of the episodes on them, but one of them is in English and English subtitles, and one of them is not. So, little fun thing there, something to think about. But great show, love it. I also mentioned on the podcast that there are shows that I kind of wish I'd never bought. Kaze no Stigma is one of those shows. I don't think it's like a bad show by any stretch of the imagination, but I just don't like it. You know, I think it has a really cool idea with like the contractors and everything. But I got it because people were ranting and raving about it at the time, and it's not that great in my opinion. I just don't really like it. Maybe I just need to rewatch it again, but the last time I watched it, I did not enjoy it that much at all. So let me know in the comment section down below if I'm just wrong about Kaze no Stigma. But Kaze no Stigma. I bought Hero Tales at a Barnes & Noble for $20. Never opened it. Still sealed. But it's made by, or not made, it's co-written, and then it has the same artist as Full Metal Alchemist. And I was like, that looks great, and I've always meant to go back and watch it, but just never have. Again, half of my purchases are like, man, that looks cool, I'm going to try that out, and then I just probably never check it out. And the other half are, I need to own this because I think it's cool. And speaking of because I think it's cool, JoJo! So, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Set 1, the special set, with all the cool goodies. It's the Phantom Blood and Battle Tendency Blu-ray from David Production, and then an art book I could not say no to. I mean, just look at this art, man. Look at that. How could I say no to that? These weren't cheap, but super cool. And then part 2, which is actually part 3, and it also comes with an art book. Whole horse running away there. But it also comes with these cool postcards. So you have Jotaro, Kakyoin, Polnareff, Abdul, Joseph, and another Jotaro that on the reverse side is Dio. So yeah, really cool. Really cool. I love JoJo. I like the manga in some ways better than the anime, but I still really like the anime. And so I had to own both of these. I'll get part 4 set, I'm sure, as well. After that, we have Sengoku Basara, which is just a super fun series. It's the first part, second part, and then I also have the movie. Came in this cool box set. Date Masamune, one of my favorite characters ever. Sanado Yukimura, also a really good character. And then the movie, The Last Party, which is a pretty good movie. And there's actually a 3rd season too that I don't think is on Blu-ray yet, but I need to check. But I want to own that too, because I really like the series. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a really fun series based on the games that are like Musou style games, so like Dynasty Warriors style, called Sengoku Basara, or Samurai Kings over here. But it's also based on, of course, the Sengoku period of Japanese history. And it's like super over the top and just really cool. This is a weird show. Coyote Ragtime Show, the complete collection. It's really strange. I didn't know what to think about it at first. But by the end of the show, I was having a lot of fun with it, honestly. I didn't expect to be. I didn't think that it would be as fun as it actually is. But I got this at that same garage sale. And you can tell the shape that the box is in. It's not in the best shape anymore. But it's still not bad at all. I think it's a fun show. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. Bakano. It's a great show. I think the dub's really good. I think the sub's really good. I absolutely love it. This is all 16 episodes on one disc, or 3 discs, but in one box. Bakano is just a really fun story of, like, hey, there's all these different characters, and they're all into a bunch of different stuff, and some of them might be immortal. So what's going on there? And like having to unravel it as there's these different stories told at different times that have different characters in them. Really, really good show. Check it out if you haven't seen it. I want to own Durarara, which is made by the same people, but just haven't got around to buying it. I really like Durarara as well. Steins Gate. Steins Gate is a really good show. Very, very cool science fiction show with some good romance mixed in. The story as it goes, where our boy Okabe has to deal with things. I don't want to spoil anything. I'll just say things not going his way over and over and over and over and over again is really, really good. And him having to try and come to terms with what's going on and figure out how to resolve it. I think it's a really good story. If you haven't seen it yet, you should check it out. The OVA is also really good. I don't think that's in here. Yeah, it's just the episode, but the OVA is also. So, Grimgar of Ashes and Illusions, or Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash, I think is the Japanese name. This is one of those shows that I watched it and immediately bought it as soon as it was available. I really like this show. I think it's not, like, again, I feel like I've said this over and over today. I think it's not perfect. I think that it definitely has its problems, but the story of these characters having to try and figure out what's going on, trying to come together, and then the romance that pops up between some of the characters, and one of the most convincing moments of, like, you're telling me this character's in love with another character through their actions and not just through words. In all of anime, I think it's really, really good. I bought it, I want to mention too, because I bought it instead of a different show that I was going to buy the same day, and I have not gone back and bought since. The other show is Raka no Yusha, that I was going to buy instead, because I really like the main character of Raka no Yusha, Adelet Meyer. And I like him enough that I'll buy the whole series for him, right? But I bought this instead, so that speaks to the quality of Grimgar in my mind. But check it out, it's really good. And I've got a video planned at some point on Grimgar, and on that scene that meant so much to me that made me want to buy it. But it's really good. Check it out. Last thing for that shelf, and then we have the next shelf, which is going to be a weird one to talk about because a lot of the stuff on there is interesting. And you may say, why is this the last thing on that shelf when there's still so much room on that shelf? It's because this is the point where these are the things that I kind of like and kind of enjoy kind of stops. And the rest of the shelf, the next shelf, is stuff that I don't really know why I own, and then stuff that's not anime. So we'll get there. But Spice and Wolf. Spice and Wolf is really good. The story of Kraft Lawrence and Horo as they try to, come to know each other, as she tries to learn about the world and he tries to get her back home. Very, very good. Definitely kind of slow, right? But slow in a good way, I guess. I mean, I guess that's very obviously up to opinion, but I think it's slow on purpose. It takes the time to set the stage that it needs to set to really tell the story of these characters. I just think it's really good. Season 3 will happen one day, I believe. I think we'll probably burn through these, honestly, because a lot of this is stuff that I'm not even sure why I have. Vandred. All of it, I think, basically. Episodes 1 to 10. I talked earlier about those boxes of anime and how you could get random shows in them. I got somehow episodes 1 to 10 of Vandred, even though I never got any more EPO out of it. Vandred's okay. I watched it. The seal's off of it. I don't really like it. It's an interesting premise. The idea of like this one guy on the ship full of women that don't even know what men really are. And, like, he shows them how docking works when it comes to mechs. And I think it's an interesting premise. I don't think it executes very well. And I think a lot of it is just for the sake of being able to tell the jokes. So, yeah, I have Vandred, I guess. Last Exile, another one that came in that box. I've never opened it. I've never watched it. Kept it for some reason, and I don't know why. I don't know why I kept Vandred either, honestly. But I guess at this point, like, they're on the shelf. Might as well. Zetman, the complete series. I don't know how I got this. I don't know why it's here. I don't know. I've never opened it. I don't think it's mine. I think it might be someone else's that got mixed in with my stuff. I should watch it at some point, I guess. But I don't know whose this would be. I've checked with everybody that I could think of over the years that it might have gotten their stuff mixed in with mine. And nobody claims it. So I don't know if maybe it is theirs and they just didn't like it. But like it's new too. I don't know. I don't know how I got this. It's just here. So at some point we'll have to watch it, I guess. I don't know. Astro Boy, the beginning. First 5 episodes of Astro Boy also came in that big box of anime. Still haven't opened it. Kind of want to keep it collector's value style, you know? But proud to own this one as compared to some of the others we've talked about. Lagrange, The Flowers of Renee. First 12 episodes. So there was a period of time where mecha anime was starting to get a little sparse. And so when you saw a show had mechs in it, it was like, oh yeah, I need to pick that up. It might be worth it. I did not like Lagrange, like at all, really. It's not terrible, but I don't think the story was very well written. Maybe it picks up after episode 12, but I've never bought the next part to find out, and I never got rid of it, so yeah, Lagrange. The Skycrawlers, this was given to me by a friend of mine, who gave it to me with this $3 sticker on the front of it and was like, here, happy birthday. And I was like, oh, thanks. I've never opened it, but it's from Mamoru Oshii, so it's probably pretty good. Should watch it someday. But if I open it, then I lose the $3 sticker that reminds me of that friend that was like, here, happy birthday, and just left the $3 sticker on there. I don't even know where they bought it, that there's a big red $3 sticker. But, yeah, that's a thing. And then this is what I was talking about how this shelf was the weird one. Because then we get into Flight of Dragons, which is not anime at all, but is a really good movie. You should check it out. It's really good. Warcraft movie that I never watched. I don't know. I bought it because Walmart had a special on it for a sale. And then never watched it. It's on Blu-ray too. Probably watch that at some point. Max Fury Road. I took Andrew to see this for his birthday one year. And in the theaters. And we both really liked it. So I bought it when it came out on Blu-ray. But I've never opened it since then. But it was a good movie. Again, still not anime. But that's kind of what this last shelf is for. So again, we're going to try and just burn through these. Deadpool. Good movie. This is my Godzilla collection. Shin Godzilla. Godzilla. The Gamera trilogy. Not technically Godzilla. Godzilla. Like 1954 Godzilla. Terror of Mechagodzilla. Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla and Mothra, The Battle for Earth. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. Godzilla vs. Destoroyah and Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. And then Godzilla Tokyo SOS and Godzilla Final Wars. So that's the Godzilla collection. Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. That's a movie that's not anime. The Book of Life. A movie that I very much enjoyed in the theaters and have not opened since I purchased it. The Rankin and Bass Hobbit movie. That's a good movie. The Rankin and the Bass Return of the King movie. Pretty good movie. The Last Unicorn. That's a good movie. Still not anime. For whatever reason, Final Fantasy 13 Disc 2 for the Xbox 360 was on the anime shelf. Setting that aside. But it's followed by The Legend of Korra, Book 1, Air. This is when we still thought Korra would be good. That's followed by Rubies, Volume 1 and Volume 5. Yeah. I kind of still like Ruby. I kind of also don't still like Ruby. My relationship with Ruby is weird, and if you want to hear the whole story, like all of my thoughts about Ruby, let me know, and we'll make a video just on Ruby. But, yeah. Pokemon the 4 movies collector set that I bought from my brothers and then forgot to give to them. And still have. But I bought it June 12th at Walmart. Not going to put this back on the shelf. This is going to go over here to the side so I can give it to them like I was originally going to do. Digimon! Volumes 2 and Volume 3. No, Volume 1. Gotta work on that. But I love Digimon, man. Original, like, Digimon Season 1 is so good. I'll never forget the first time that Warp Digivolve happened. Agumon! Warp Digivolve 2! Robotech! This is the version of Macross that Harmony Gold put out here in the States. That also combined footage from, like, Mospeda and Southern Cross. It's not terrible. I still like Macross more, but it's not terrible. Hence why I've kept it. Robotech. And the last DVD on the shelf, Ronin Warriors, The Hardest Battle. We ended off with some anime, episodes 17 to 20 of Ronin Warriors. It does have the Japanese audio. Can still watch the original show as well as Ronin Warriors. This show, I loved this show growing up. Anubis and everything that happens with him and his quake with fear. I loved this show. This show is great. If you've never seen this show and you love old school, now that I've seen Tokusatsu, kind of Tokusatsu, then yeah, it's good. It's really good. Check it out. All right, well, that's all of the shelves for the DVDs and Blu-rays cleared. Not even getting into books, which there's a bunch of manga down there and a bunch more up there, or games, which are behind me. Let me know if you like this video, and we'll do this again for those. It's going to wind up being almost 2 hours. It's going to be a huge pain to edit, but I actually had a lot of fun going through all these again, remembering what's in the shelf and why we have it. But until next time, my name is Trey. Let me know your thoughts on the shows that we talked about today in the comment section down below. And remember to always enjoy the full spectrum that anime has to offer.